Hey Knicks Nation, how you doing? This is Sincere from Sincere Knicks Fan 34. How are y'all doing on this day? Hopefully y'all staying dry out there. I'm hearing there's all kinds of precipitation out there. Well, thing is this. We have a lot of heat coming our way because we're the New York Knicks fan base, right? And it's going to come towards the New York Knicks. The expectations are going to be high this season. But I'm going to make some things very, very clear for you. The expectations are going to be high because they're supposed to be high. We were right at the ECF. We were at the Eastern Conference Finals this past season, and we just came up short. We just came 2 games short of being in the finals. So with that being said, both the league and the media are going to be hyping us up to be potential championship contenders this upcoming season. And you know what? They're right for doing that. They're 100% right for doing that. Now, the thing is, when we talk about expectations, right? The expectations are that the New York Knicks are going to have a very good record, which I expect them to have. In my personal opinion, I'm expecting the New York Knicks to have at least 57 wins. 57 wins, I think, is very, very realistic for this season. I'm looking at it because, number one, I'm expecting a couple of games where we might lose a game because we're still learning a system. So I'm not expecting us to go out there and have this, juggernaut 65 plus wins. We have new coaching. We have new assistant coaches, head coach. So there's still going to be an adjustment period. Some things we still may even use some of the plays that we use from Tom Thibodeau. That's a possibility just until we get the offense flowing the way that Mike Brown wants to have it implemented. It's also a thing where he may say, nope, we're not even using anything from Tom Thibodeau and the past regime. We're doing my system the way I want it, how I want it, not just the offensive sets, but the offensive flow and the pace. These are things that take some time to adjust to. We were one of the slowest paced teams in the league, and Mike Brown is someone who really emphasizes a more up-tempo offensive flow. So I'm not expecting us to go and blow the doors away when we first come in. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna be happy if we do. If we do, that's cool. I'm not mad about that. But we're talking about the expectations, and the expectations are the New York Knicks are going to be a successful team. They're going to get into the playoffs. This is where the expectations really start to kick in, because Mike Brown was hired because Tom Thibodeau did not get the Knicks beyond the Eastern Conference Finals. So for that, I'm using that as the measurement, and I'm pretty sure that's how media and the NBA are going to use it as well. Tom Thibodeau was fired because he didn't make it past the Eastern Conference Finals. So for Mike Brown, his expectation is going to be Eastern Conference Finals or better. Anything else is a failure. Anything else is a failure. Point blank, period. But also the reality is this as well. When it comes to Mike Brown and the New York Knicks, they themselves, no one's going to judge them too harshly if they themselves are having anything short of a perfect record, because they've already proven that they can win and that they can get to the playoffs. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. The expectation is going to be highest with Mike Brown. Mike Brown's the one that's going to have to deal with the highest expectations. Yes, the Knicks are going to have a high expectation, but Mike Brown's having the higher expectation because he was brought in to have this team surpass Tom Thibodeau. And is the possibility there? There is the possibility. But the expectation is going to be that we're going to be able to get beyond the Eastern Conference Finals for a couple of reasons. The first one is Jason Tatum is out. Tyrese Halliburton is out. So that means that Indiana and Boston are not going to be in contention at least this season, right? That leaves the teams like Cleveland and that leaves teams like Orlando the possibility to come and rise up and potentially put themselves in a better, more competitive position for the playoffs and throughout the playoffs. Now, I'm not worried about. Uh, I'm not worried about Detroit. I'm not worried about Cleveland personally because we've already have a track record of beating Cleveland already. We already have a track record of beating Detroit, right? Orlando, we do well against Orlando. For whatever reason, we match up pretty well against them, and I feel very confident that we can beat them in a 7-game series, right? I'm not, now let me be clear. I'm not saying Orlando doesn't have the talent. They have the talent. I think that we have the talent, and I think that we have the chemistry, and I think that we have enough tools to work through a series and be successful against them. I feel very confident about that, right? Moving forward with that, with the expectation, I'm expecting the New York Knicks to be successful because Mike Brown coming in, it's supposed to be a thing where the team's going to be more expansive in terms of people's roles, right? We're going to have more of a collaborative effort utilizing the bench, right? We already have players that are on that second unit that already have a track record of being really good defensive lockdown players that are, in my opinion, are even more athletic, that can play in that more up-tempo pace. So they are better suited for Mike Brown's overall schemes because they can already pick up that pace and maintain it. But at the same time, even with our starters, because he's utilizing the bench more, he's going to be able to reduce the minutes of the starters. So we can have a more consistent effort. We can out-hustle, outsmart, and maximize everyone's potential on talent because we're utilizing less minutes on our starters. Mikal Bridges was talking about, he felt like he was overutilized. Now Josh Hart's never going to say anything about getting too many minutes, but Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges, Brunson, these are players who were utilized a lot. And I know this because the NBA and the media was talking about that ad nauseum. But now, with Mike Brown, the expectations on him is going to be bring these guys in, spread it out so that our starters can play, but they're not playing 40 minutes or 38 minutes or 35 minutes. They may be playing more like somewhere between 28 and 33. Maybe between 28 and 35. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? And try to expand everything out to 10-man roster. Or maybe even 11, depending on how well people are picking up and understanding that offensive flow. Which is cool. Right? Now, in the end, it's going to be whether Mike Brown takes this team to the finals. I know the expectation is going to be high for the Knicks, but it's going to be the highest for Mike Brown because he's replacing a coach that took this team to the Eastern Conference Finals. He's going to have to step his game up and really utilize his coaching skills to be able to outsmart and outperform the competition, whoever it may be, whether it's in the regular season, but especially in the playoffs. He's going to have to be able to have strategies that are going to help this team become successful. That's going to be utilizing the bench. That's going to be, my expectation is going to be that when the hot hand is on, that you use the hot hand. Now, this is one of the criticisms that I myself have given for Tom Thibodeau. There were times that I saw Tom Thibodeau look at a guy who was on fire, right? He was lighting it up. And for whatever reason, he just pulled that person and put him on the bench and didn't put that person back in until later or maybe even not at all. I don't expect that out of Mike Brown. I think that he's at a place where he's comfortable enough. Hey, that person is on a heater. He's doing this thing. Let's ride this out and see how this goes. Let's put some offensive sets in there to get that person a better quality shot consistently. These are the kind of things that I would expect for us to make as the New York Knicks moving forward. I see us being successful, beating these teams in the playoffs, whoever they may be, getting to the finals, and hopefully winning the finals. That'd be my expectation. All season long is going to be a thing where they're going to try to constantly compare the New York Knicks to the Cleveland Cavaliers. It's not fair because realistically, the Cleveland Cavaliers have been together for at least 3 years and they have not made it to the finals. The New York Knicks just got their starters just last year for a full year. So they're not on the same pathway as Cleveland. But I guarantee you they're going to put out there to compare the New York Knicks to Cleveland all season long. Cleveland might go out there, hey, they can win 65 to 70 games, and they will try to compare them to the New York Knicks, and the Knicks only been together for one full season. That's not even right. But the reality is this. The New York Knicks have an expectation to be successful. And they can be successful if they are implementing what we just talked about. Less minutes on the starters, utilizing the bench, maximizing the talents, and just having people when they're hot, on fire, let them stay out there, play their game, do their thing, and let's see how successful we can be. And I'm pretty sure that we will be. We're already a very good defensive team overall, and I expect for our team to be even better offensively. I expect there to be more efficiency. I expect there to be more ball movement, more body movement. I spoke about that from the very beginning in my first video. So you ain't seen my first video? Hit that and double check and make sure, right? Hit me up in the comments if you feel, let me know what you think about what the expectations are going to be for the Knicks moving forward. All right? I'm not going to hold this in any longer, but that's what I feel will be the expectations. I'm letting you know what my expectations are. Why don't you put out there in the comments what you think the expectations are from your standpoint? All right? With that, I'm going to let you go. If you haven't already, please subscribe, comment, share, and hit that notification button. All right? I will talk to y'all later. Let's get it.